we are just a few days away from the release of Matariki Park in New Zealand here in Way of the Hunter, and before that map comes out, I thought we should come back here to Aurora Shores one last time, try to pass a couple of age cycles to get our other melanistic moose, and see if we can maybe find anything else along the way. So when we left off, this was our other mela. He's a 3-star mature, and we know we're basically at the beginning of this age cycle, because we just had our 5-star actually reach that point. So, got a ways to go, but we're just going to hunt around. We're going to see what we can find out here, and hopefully, in the next 2 years, he evens out a little bit, because I think he may get to 4 stars even, but I'm hoping he's not so incredibly lopsided. Wait a minute. What? Okay, so I was coming back here to check on this caribou. How's he a 5-star though? Unless I forgot to? After we got the 5-star moose, I thought on the way down to go and try to get him that we checked here. That's crazy. I thought we were going to look at a 4-star caribou or maybe a dead one for sure. Instead, we have yet another 5-star. So that's actually kind of cool. I hope those bison don't mess with us. I think we're going to be okay because they're fleeing that way. I brought the Mono Block 270. Obviously, when crouched, the Antler Rattler has a weird animation, but I don't think we've killed a 5-star with it, and this could be the perfect animal to try to get. Now, interestingly enough, seems we got the attention of these ones. The 5-star back there is just kind of hanging out. He may turn around here. Kind of seems he's not going to react. That's that same rack as the last one. See if we can maybe get him to actually turn this way, because I think a frontal shot will be fine with, but I can't believe that. There we go. He's going to turn around. And either frontal when he stops, or maybe if he turns, we'll go ahead and go for it. Going to 0 for 164. And what should happen is the call should kind of run out, and we should be able to get a nice standing still, hopefully heart shot. So just watching the caller, he should stop any moment now. And I think he's actually going to be close enough that we're going to 0 for 109. There we go. He's going to stop and kind of look at us. I do believe that amount of blood is going to be a heart shot. Let's see if he'll maybe land good for a photo. Not the best, not the worst. That's a pretty darn good way to come back to Aurora Shores. And who knows, like this is the other reason I wanted to come to this map. I considered going to Transylvania and hunting the mountains kind of in preparation for New Zealand. And I also thought about Nez Perce, because we were hunting that a lot prior to finding the melanistic moose. And, you know, the new 5-star mule deer racks and all that kind of stuff, I thought maybe we could go for that. But there's things such as this guy that are sort of still fresh in my mind for this map that no doubt I would ultimately just forget about when we kind of switch it up. So come back here, get another 5-star caribou, and a pretty darn good looking one. That grass is going to make this not as great a photo as it could otherwise be, but we'll make it work. I think we'll do one kind of at that angle, and then scooting over a little bit. At least shows a slightly different part of the rack. Do one at that angle. And let's see, I think this is now our 5th 5-star caribou after so long trying to get one. We did not directly impact the heart. What happened though? Did we shoot just over it? I mean, a matter of millimeters, but we still haven't got the cavity damage, double lung, artery, all that stuff. Got him down really quickly, 94%er. So probably this would be his kind of peak. I'd imagine he'd die in the next year. 481, hold up. Does that make him our biggest? I think it does. I'm pretty sure that's our biggest 5-star caribou. What the heck? So now we have 2 with this frame, 3 with the more like C-shaped frame. That is really, really cool. And I wanted to place some degree of emphasis today on caribou, because even though it'll probably be a while, because after this, in just a couple of days, we'll be focused on Matariki Park, I still want a melanistic caribou in that lodge at some stage, so the more caribou we take, the better chance that eventually happens, and we get a 5-star instead. And if we're gonna manage our caribou herds, taking out a 5-star obviously starts to reduce the overall population average, so if we can take out a 1-star mature, hopefully that helps to kind of replace that. That's essentially how it works, and I've explained it a number of times, but you're looking to take out the lowest genetic potential male, because that then raises the overall average. And so when you shoot a 5-star, that's significantly reducing that average. Hopefully, in this cycle, before new things respawn, taking out some of these weak ones maybe makes the impact of dropping the 5-star a little bit less. So, 2 caribou down, 1 5-star, 1 1-star. And I think this guy was a little younger, but to have no mass, 61% is not terrible, but definitely one we want to remove from the area. But even though we did kind of get the pinnacle of Alaska moose here on Aurora Shores, we're still going to be managing our moose populations. And I'm looking at these. Both of those 2-star matures, they've got like the uneven racks. And this guy's very similar to our melanistic. So maybe we can actually learn something here. I have to almost like shoot over that cow. There we go. Almost like he knew that we were wanting to do that. He stopped perfectly for us. All those seem to be weak genetically to me, but I want to know, maybe what we could be dealing with over there with the other one, because that may inform us as to maybe what to expect in, 2 age cycles when he reaches that point. We're going to try to take him out. I'm thinking he should even out, but I just don't know if that's going to be the case. It totally depends on how the genetics are. And of course, one side completely under the ground, so we'll have to take a look in the harvest screen. But this guy is 65%, which is kind of what I was thinking. And very much one side bigger than the other. I would say maybe at one stage, our other Mela did have this exact same rack. So I think 65% odd even out. He may max at 3 stars, then we'll see. But that's actually kind of good to know for potentially what to expect. So I was actually trying to figure out when to kind of bring this up. And I think when going for a cull bison is the perfect time. Obviously, we do have the albino bison on our map as well, and one of these days we'll eventually get to it, but I just know it's going to take way too long to age him up. He's still an adult, and there's I don't even know, there's a ton of adult years, and then they're mature for quite some time as well. If we go down to this, yeah, they're adult for 10 years and then mature for 6 more. It's going to take us a long time to get him to that peak age. So that will be for kind of down the road. Maybe we'll go and visit him now before we rest and go to the next day. But I'm thinking that's going to be someday down the road, maybe after some of the original hype of Matariki Park kind of wears off. But where do we have the blood? Looks like pink blood. Shouldn't have gone terribly far. I think that should have been a double lung shot. Actually, he is laying right over there. And clearly, being a 1-star mature, just a good one to take out 40%er. And let's actually go and check on our bison. I haven't really been keeping a super close eye on him just because it's going to take so long to age up. Curious where he's actually at. So that would be our guy right there. He's still a 1-star adult, which means I'd say at best, we're looking at like a 2-star mature. And there's a bunch of 1-star matures in here, which really doesn't give me a whole lot of hope. But even still, he's gonna look good in the lodge, and I'll try to show you why. I mean, the horn size on his left, it's always been weak. It's barely even visible at this range. Let's go ahead and try to get one of these matures. I guess that one, because he's doing whatever the heck that is. I'm actually not even sure that's gonna be a lethal hit because it was a sort of odd angle. Let's see. Kinda cool though, by the way, watching the albino run off. I don't see any sign of a stumbling one. Should have been standing right in here somewhere. I don't even see the blood. Oh, there we go. Yeah, not our best. We'll see if we can catch up to them and get one of the two anyway. It'll be hard to identify. We'll talk about just a terrible spot for these things to stop. We had that 1-star mature on the right spotted. I kind of think it's this one. I thought we shot the grayer one. He is turning, so let's see if we can get this lined up. I believe our albino's moving around. Yeah, back there behind him, it is this one. And even though we'd kind of be... Is he... Oh, I thought he was going to charge us. That would have been cool. I have the camera on pause, too. So I would have been able to pause and get, a really cool screenshot. I swear, when he turned that way, he must have been doing that and then maybe changed his mind. Anyway, hopefully we got the right one. And what I was saying was, even though we were almost taking a shot, towards the guts of our albino bison, had that pass through that bison, we're not getting a full pass through on a bison at that range, so nothing to worry about. And I had mentioned, when we tried to shoot this one before, that even if our albino is weak genetics, he'll still look good in the lodge, and clearly we shot the other 1-star mature, so go figure. But that's a 47%er. Still very much solid looking, decent looking horns. It's going to look fantastic in the lodge as a full body mount either way, but now that we've done that, I think we can rest to a new day. And since we're here in the lodge anyway, we might as well put our 5-star caribou in here. So I'm thinking this will be a decent looking spot for it. The idea is the melanistic moose, which the plan is to take him today, should go here. And actually I took down our old 5-star moose to make the thumbnail of the melanistic, so I gotta put him back somewhere. Just not in that spot, because there's no point putting him there and then taking him right back down. I think that'll probably work. And I've kind of felt like this room, we're in here all the time, whether it's changing time, changing loadouts, it's been so empty. That's a nice little addition. And actually, I just buzzed over here in the UTV to check. We have passed a cycle, and he is so much more even now. He's almost like perfectly even. I don't think we're going to take him. I gotta consider it because he actually looks really good. Like, he's got those kind of triple brows. He's a good looking moose. I just feel like we ought to give him that one more year, because if he looks that solid, that's a decent looking 3-star. He might just get to 4, and we can take the risk that he'd be an ugly 4, especially because we already have a 5-star in there. So that's really good to know. Man, that would look nice, but I just can't. We know we shot the 5-star a year early. We gotta at least give that guy one more year in case he gets notably bigger. Well, I can't say I'm surprised by this one. Another 5-star Rosie down here. The caribou earlier got me. I did not expect that. I figured passing a cycle we may see another 5-star elk, so I'm not gonna worry too much about this. If we can squeeze a shot in there, he's so much bigger than that cow. There's room to do it. I think we may have just spy shot him because that was a wicked animation. Really looked like he hit the ground hard, but we'll take another 5-star. I mentioned trying to fill that room there with the moose a minute ago. Elk don't fit in that room. The plaques are too high up. The antlers clip through the ceiling. So we'll have to go elsewhere with that. But there are still, even though we've been killing a bunch of 5-star elk for forever, there's still a bunch of spots in that lodge that we have yet to fill, so we'll take that. No idea age-wise, this isn't one I've been watching, just came down here because it seems to happen every other cycle, basically. Got him, actually it was double lung. No spine in there to insta-drop him. 89%er, so pretty low actually. 464, but we will take that, we'll just add him to the lodge as well. About the only spot I really wanted to check down here, but we'll wander around in the private land a little bit. And I mean, if it's gonna be right in front of us, we have a 2-star mature Sitka. And I gotta say, let's take a quick look with the scope, because I can't even see that thing's antlers. Not the strongest looking 1-star adult I've ever seen. I'm still thinking the mature may be a little bit weaker genetics. So we'll just go ahead and pop him, we'll see what that adult turns into. But we were so close, I think it was 2 videos ago. We had a 4-star mature that looked just huge, and he didn't make it to 5-star. We've got some decent genes, but it's far too often. We just kind of pass these sort of things up. So that one was 70, 71%. Not bad, not great. Hard to say with that adult if it would have been better or not, but maybe one day we'll get to see. Speaking of managing, both of these 1-star adults are pretty pathetic. Got some bison down there. Not super familiar with that herd, so we'll probably go and try to check them out too, but what are the odds that we could somehow get both of these? That guy's head's down drinking. Oh, did we get the shot though? I don't think we did. He may be charging us. I think the second shot was actually good. Literally dropped him over top of that rock. And I gotta think we got the first bull since he didn't come back out of there. Not too bad, that'll help our genetics. And of course, we can't just go running down here, because we'd probably spook anything. That 2-star adult has some potential. 2-star mature in there, it's mostly females from the looks of it. Got a 1-star mature maybe we should take out, but let's grab this one. Yeah, first shot just completely whiffed, to be honest. Second shot, I think that means it would have been fatal with that lung damage, but it really wasn't good enough either. The third shot definitely got him down. He was a 32%er. Then real quick here, here's that one in the back. If we can line up a headshot, we'll probably just try to drop that too. That would be fairly useful. Where did he even go? That one there, I guess? Kind of makes sense, because I didn't remember one laying there before. So if we zero for 219 and maybe aim high, should be able to drop that in. I see one bison just laying there, so that worked. Let's actually mark that. That'll make our lives a little bit easier. And our other bull... Wait a minute, did we drop him too? I didn't even know. I walked right by him. Had to have, I think. It was just a single lung hit, but didn't go anywhere. 45% for him. Lot of genetic improvements by taking all these things out. I think we had a 35%er and 45%er for the moose. A little bit of blood on the branch there. That's kind of cool. And then our bison, which we hit directly in the brain. Not bad. Usually we don't manage to do that. Whoa, 21%er. Yeah, some really, really weak genetics just taken out of those herds. Well, it looks like we've been able to pass that second cycle. Still a 3-star mature, but he is pretty darn even. And I think for that, I can be pretty happy with it. I really wish he could have gotten to 4-star. Maybe if we gave him another year, he could. I just don't know what his age is. And I think because we've already got the 5-star and because he looks good, it's about time to try to take him out. So we might as well call him in close. I don't have the bow, but we may try to get him into bow range just to get some screenshots. You know, for a crazy, uneven, just lopsided moose, he didn't turn out too bad. I don't think we'll bring him all the way into like 20 yards. There's not really any need to do that. May let him stop just in the interest of getting a good, clean shot off, but he is about as even as they come. Pretty decent looking 3-star. Thought he was going to turn broadside for a second. That was kind of cool. He almost looked at us. I'm actually not sure what caused him to do that. That's what we're waiting for, though. Dropped him in his tracks, and much like our 5-star Mela, not the best spot for a photo. Maybe we can try to get something, but that definitely could have been better. Actually, in all this grass and stuff, that's going to show up. So I don't think we'll worry about it. We'll just get a good photo in the lodge. That time, we're able to get a perfect heart shot. Right lung as well, just for good measure, 45 yards away. He was actually 79%. That's better than I thought this entire time. And therefore, I think once again, probably we did shoot him a year early. Maybe even 2 years early, it's hard to say. But I am pretty happy with how he turned out. It's tough to know if we gave him another year what exactly he would have looked like. But I think, given the fact that we didn't know exactly where he was, we already had a 5-star Mela, I'm pretty happy with that and the fact that he's going to look really good in the upstairs portion of our trophy lodge. So let's go ahead and do that. I did, by the way, when coming back here to rest, actually prior to that age cycle happening, I put our other 5-star elk in here. So we've got these two side by side. We have the 5-star moose now in there. Not bad at all. Got him next to the multi-mount of our melanistic female caribou and the 5-star that we shot in the same day. Upstairs, just above our 5-star Mela. And the rares have really started to come on as of late. We've got the 5-star caribou back there, the 5-star elk that we had moved to that location. I really like what we've got going here, and I think we're leaving Aurora Shores in a good place as we head to Matariki Park in just a couple of days. So no doubt we'll be back here. Obviously, the albino bison is a huge thing I want to go and get. I would imagine he's going to go exactly in that spot where our first 5-star bison is. And our full body mounts are going to be looking really, really good. But what a journey. Like, starting with the 5-star Mela, we found what turned into a 79% 3-star Mela. Got an albino bison out there as well. All the 5-star caribou we shot while aging things up. It's been pretty darn cool. But looking forward to new adventures on New Zealand in just a few days. I think on that note, that's going to do it for this one. So as always, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you next time.